Hi, good day. I'm Tonya Robinson Lloyd. I am the founder of the Robinson Lloyd Resiliency Group. We offer SEL, social emotional learning, as well as academic support services. I've been a clinician for over 14 years now, very successfully working with children and adults with serious mental health conditions. I am a Caribbean clinical psychologist as well as a licensed mental health professional in New Jersey. My presentations are meant to be short, practical, and offering little tips from our Resilient Stars program. Today's topic would be how to treat my child after illness. I'm going to share three items. Firstly, we'll be looking at some typical responses parents may have when they've learned or they experience a child falling ill. Secondly, we look at learned helplessness and setting high expectations for our children. And thirdly, we'd be looking at sharing just one technique to help build your child's sense of self and purpose. Okay, so the first piece is parents may experience blaming themselves or their partners for the particular genetic predisposition if it was not one that was caused environmentally. So we're looking here at genes or nature versus nurture. Sometimes children, particularly those with mental health predispositions, they may fall ill due to stresses occurring within the environment and not necessarily just connected to them having a predisposition to a particular illness. Some environmental triggers could be traumas. We have different types of traumas. We have what is some people call big T traumas and little T traumas. Big T traumas, we're looking at molestation or divorce of their parents or having to experience homelessness. Little T traumas, we're looking at, possibly skipping a meal or realizing that Santa Claus isn't real, right? But very, very little traumas that will not necessarily change the trajectory of that child. Now, after a child falls ill, after, the blaming and the guilt, some parents may think that they have to be really easy on their children and, maybe not expect as much from them or try to tiptoe around their issues to in an effort to protect them. All right, I would like to suggest I'm going to actually share a quote from one mom who shared that after their child fell ill, people advised them to give up on their child's dreams, to just accept that their child was really not going to amount to very much in life. And that parents try to hold back from cursing these people and also furthermore planted in the child's mind that they were great, that they had great potential, that they had to do their best to mitigate their challenges, but that they nevertheless were expected to achieve great things in life. Now that's the approach that we want to have as parents. We want to, one, of course, deal with the reality. Whatever the reality is, just deal with it, face it, and stare it down. And secondly, maintain high expectations of your children, which brings us into the second point of learned helplessness. Right? When we're talking about learned helplessness, we are saying, oh, my child fell ill, so, he or she doesn't have to clean their room, right? No, your child will have to clean their room if they need to have assistance cleaning their room, but they must have responsibility, accountability, and in a sense, that's how they develop a sense of pride, a sense of grit, all right? Instead of learned helplessness where they don't even try because they have accepted a sick or not good enough label. Another piece could be that they have accepted entitlement. Oh, well, I'm sick, so I'm entitled to people being super kind to me, or I'm entitled to people just giving me things because of my illness. No, that is going to lead to heartbreak and disappointment, uh, really, really, really leading to a lot of difficulties. And finally, we're going to get into the resilience star skill. Very, very easy skill to adapt. We want to encourage your child or your children to identify their purpose, right? So typically around the age of 3, teachers start asking children, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? Right? So ask your child this. And if your child has identified what they want to be, I mean, my little daughter, she's 2, and she's telling me, I said to her, do you still want to be a doctor? And she says to me, yes, and a policewoman, and I want to build something with you. Right. So whatever they're showing interest in, support that wholeheartedly. Find ways of cultivating those natural gifts. Right. And there are numerous examples of presidents, of artists, of directors, of actors who've had mental health conditions only to excel later on. And that's really honing in on your talents and spending time on your talent relentlessly, as Malcolm Gladwell would have shared in his book of 10,000 hours to greatness, right? So really help your child identify their purpose, and then have them list for you 10 of their top 10 superhero powers. Right? When we talk about superhero powers, we're looking at their strengths, things that make them feel great about themselves. It might be that they're great at mathematics, or they're very caring, they're very compassionate. After you have them list their top 10 superpowers, ask them to list how each of those powers were used to help someone else. And that brings us to the end of today's session, how to help my child after illness, or how to treat my child after illness. We looked at how parents typically view their children. We looked at learned helplessness, and we looked at resilient stars approaches. Until next time, be loving, be kind, and hold your child accountable to their greatness. Bye for now.